Build your team store. We're the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.
Third time's the charm, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, okay, brilliant. As I was going to say in my first introduction before I was spoiled by Mal, already so many similarities to RSCast, Mal breaking everything. But no, this is not RSCast. This is the off-season cast. This is something new brought to you by the events team, hosted by myself, Seam, and Jasmine, all alongside me here. And guys, first experience on a sort of podcast. How are you feeling?
Well, quite excited, quite like with these lovely guests as well alongside us, and lovely host as you, Kingsman. I've looked up to you on RSCast, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, it's lovely. A great start as well.
Oh, I mean, it's typical Mal, isn't it? Starting with technical issues. I mean, it would not be a podcast run by Mal if we did not have these sort of issues. But as mentioned by Seam before, we do have two wonderful guests that we are going to be quizzing and absolutely drilling their knowledge on RSC stories today. It is Hecky and Char. So, guys, thank you both for joining us today. We'll start with Hecky. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, super keen to get into it. I'm excited to just chat and yap with everyone for an hour or however long this is going to go on for. So we'll see how it goes, I guess.
Yeah, that's the main thing. And Char, you're joining us as well. Welcome. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, feeling excited to be on it. Was very excited when I got the DM in the first place, and just don't really know what to expect, but we'll see what happens. Should be a good fun.
Yeah, well, that is the reason we're here. We're not going to drill into league play like we normally do in RSC Cast. That is a separate entity. Off-season cast, we will be talking to our guests about their experience in RSC, giving them a few quiz questions on their own franchise. And towards the end, I'm not going to spoil it for the two of them, there is a little fun game that we play with both of them. Are we counting scores? Well, I guess you'll have to find out. I will pass over to Seam for the first introduction questions we've got.
Yeah, so let's start with Hecky. We both know, like, you guys are both GMs of their respective franchises, Unitox and MPB. So both from Ignis and Glaciers, respectfully. So we thought, like, oh, why not have some questions about franchise management? How is it to be a FM for first of all, Hecky? Like, what does it feel?
I mean, honestly, I'm just so used to it. I've spent more seasons now as an FM than I've spent not as an FM. So it's just kind of second nature at this point. So yeah, it's just kind of smooth sailing. If you can find some franchise management that work well with you as well, it just becomes even easier. So I've got Voodoo and Bluegi, and they vibe so easily, so well. Like, the synergy is unmatched. So every season's a fun one.
Can you run us through your history of being an FM? Like, I've known you like a couple of years now, and I've met you when you were an Ox. Now it's Unitox. Like, where did it all begin for you? In what season?
Okay, so in season 7, Senji picked me up as AGM to help run Might of Hades. And then the season after, I wanted to run my own franchise, so I joined as Ox. And then I think it was season maybe 12 or 13, I random drafted Voodoo, who so happened to own his own org in SSA. So we kind of kept in contact after the season. We decided to run a season as Unitox, and it just been this, it's been the norm ever since. So
lovely to hear. And you, Char, you are quite new to FMing, I suppose. Like I've seen you like 2 seasons, maybe 3 seasons now. How does it feel for you to be a franchise manager?
Well, yeah, I've never really had the experience as a player. First came to RSC in RSC 13, got drafted actually by Hecky's org in Aux, and then RSC 14 I was straight into AGM in for DSQ. Did that for 3 seasons under the Wonderful Nations as GM, and then decided to go off on my own, create MPB, become a GM. Didn't end up doing it last season, had to drop out after getting accepted, but my fellow managers on that, with Wessel stepping in, did very, very well. Then this season, luckily been able to complete a full season as GM, and it's been great. First season as GM, and hoping that it's not my last.
All right, well, you're both very known as FM, but something we talk a little less about. Hecky, what's the hardest part about being an FM?
Honestly, I think it's like cutting people in pre-season. I hate letting people down and upsetting people, especially if it's like a new player and you have to explain like the whole system to them about how you can cut them, but they might still get signed to somebody else. So I think just that whole aspect of ruining people's days, I guess.
Hecky would cut his entire master roster just so he could fit himself on master. I've seen it before.
No,
He would cut his master roster so he could 1v3 the team. No, I don't believe it.
Yeah, it'd be too free there. I couldn't do that.
True.
Char, do you agree with this? Do you have your own thoughts about this?
Honestly, yeah, I was gonna say the exact same thing. It is just the cutting people, like letting people down, I guess, because like a lot of the time there will be cuts that you kind of have to do either on your own team or in a team in another tier that you really don't want to do because you really like the person, but the team just isn't working, the results aren't coming, and something has to change, and unfortunately that is just the way it happens sometimes.
Yeah, well, Mal, they hate their players. Especially in a draft format, they don't. But yeah, you've got what is it? I think all four of you, apart from me, this season, featured in franchise management a bit. I think you had Seam as GM of ODL, and I think Jazz, you've debuted in FM this season with AGM for Alpha Surge. So I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball to both of my fellow hosts here. I'll start with you, Jazz, right on the end. First season of FM, would you agree with the 2 more experienced guests?
Well, the thing is that this was no draft, although I have participated in draft before as captain, and some people think you get signed and you stay there as soon as draft happened, and I had to inform them as captain being, I'm sorry, but these are not the permanent teams, you're still subject to be cut, which has also left me to being ghosted by 2 people. Yeah, it was not a personal decision, I promise, but sometimes that's how these things go. I did enjoy my time as franchise management a lot. It was definitely good to get some experience in, and we're gonna do it again next year, aren't we, Kingsman?
Spoilers. Spoilers. Yes, but yes. And Seam?
I have to agree with Hecky and Char both that it's the hardest part of being FM is to make those decisions about cuts. I've had to make one in Master this season. Most of our players stick together, or one left on his own, but I had to cut one of my Master players because it wasn't working out, and the chance of making play-ins was there with a different player as the captain thought. Then it's just quite annoying to make that right before deadline day as well. It's hard, but in the end they did quite decent, but didn't make play-ins, sadly.
Yeah, so it is tough being FM, but back to focusing on our lovely guests below us, and we're going to go into some more seasonal questions now. Obviously, Hecky, you've been around for, what was this, be your 11th season of FM, if you started in RSC 7?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, you've been around as GM as long as I've known, and I've been in the league since RSC 9, but let's look back on the season that has just closed. Obviously, RSC, I believe it's 18 now, is just finished. And I'm going to focus on one roster in particular for you, Hecky, and that will be your elite team. I don't think it's any of the ones you expected. We've done a bit of a deep dive. They went and lost every single game in their first 2 weeks of the season, and then through the remaining of league play, went completely unbeaten. I mean, looking back on that, that is a brilliant decision, but I know you said you hated cutting players at the time, but with them going through such a bad run of form, did you know at the right time that results would put the output it did?
I mean, I don't want to take any credit for the remake that we had. That was fully down to Panda and Tidea. They like picked the players they wanted, and we did some tryouts and such. We were kind of thinking about doing it after we went 0-3, but we just didn't have the time before the next game, so we let that game happen. And then we spent a couple of days doing tryouts, and then we ended up picking Axios and April, and the synergy just straight away clicked, and it was honestly, it was so cool to see. And then they had a crazy lower bracket run in playoffs as well, which
finished third, did they not?
Yeah, third. Yeah, they were predicted last by most gyms, or most predictions. Sorry.
Yeah, that's an incredible run. I will take a moment though just to point out that team at 10th, 0-10. ODL,
Kingsman.
ODL, bit something for our panel, but obviously you've mentioned the reasoning behind the change, obviously. But what do you think the main thing that changed was in the team? So obviously it can't just be play style. Was it bits off the field as well, or what do you think the main change behind the roster's success was?
So I try, and whenever my teams have games, I'll try and get in VC and watch and support them. I'll be honest, I didn't manage to do that with the original elite roster. I've just moved house, so I've been quite busy with it. But I managed to find some time after the roster change to join the VC, vibe with them, get to know them on a more personal level. I think that's quite important. I think just them knowing they have that support is beneficial to them. As well as, like I said, like the synergy that they just found instantly was definitely a game changer for them.
Yeah, no, and I mean it's obviously worked for them in their favour, because you said finishing the season third from, were they bottom at the time? I know ODL went 0-10, so so okay, they were 9th at the time. But I mean, seeing that, it must be the most rewarding feeling though, as an FM, where you see that change and you just know you've absolutely hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they started winning games, honestly, I thought they were just going to be tier winners. They just went unbeaten against favourites and other top tier teams. And then we started doing that lower bracket run in playoffs, and I was like, oh my god, we're going to get our first Unitox win. This is going to be so cool. And then, we just didn't. we fizzled out in the lower final, but it was so amazing to be a part of.
Yeah, so close yet so far. Thank you for that, Hecky. We're going to move on to MPB, and Seam, I believe you got some questions.
Yeah, Char, run us through it. The same thing happened with Unitox Elite to your Academy roster, which was 2-3 at the time, ending up 7-3, 7 series wins and 3 series losses, won all games 3-1. Can you run us through it? As a GM, what happened in those times? Did anything change from franchise point of view, or did they just turn the switch on and just started playing really well?
Yeah, I think for our Academy roster, a lot of those losses, they will say they felt that they shouldn't have lost them. But yeah, they managed to just click. At that point where we were 2-3, we still had 3 sub games left to do, because our sub's controller broke Gem, so we ended up replacing Gem because he had no controller, so he couldn't play. The new sub we got in was absolutely goated, went 3-0 in his sub series, and then the main roster just started doing really, really well as well. And yeah, their mentals all got up, and I think that team, that we had. It was a really momentum-based team, and the fact that they got that run started, it felt like it would just keep on going and keep on going, and we tried to be as present as we could be as well, keep their mental up as high as we could. And yeah, they managed to get the first seed. Didn't have the playoffs run that we would have hoped, but they managed to get the first seed in that really close top 3 there. And yeah, they did very, very well to bring back the season.
Yeah, I see. We looked it up as well. It was unfortunate in playoffs going sadly 0-2 after a great run in league play, but losing to both. I think it was both Chrome in the uppers, and in the losers they lost to sadly Brave Arconics.
Yeah.
Did you try to help them in any way on the day itself, like having that great mental throughout the series, or was it just them on their own on that day to figure it out?
Yeah, we had a watch party going in another VC, and then they only wanted one coach in, so we had one of our rival players in the VC with them, coaching them, trying to keep their mental up, and then we had the franchise management and a few other people as well in a watch party VC who would hop in from time to time, trying to get their vibes up, get their mental going, and they still played well on that playoffs day. Sadly, it just wasn't enough, and I think in Academy, the gap between the two conferences it just proved to be a bit too much, and you saw that with the Serena and Chrome final being both from Glacies, unfortunately.
That is quite unfortunate indeed. I have one quick question for you still, Hecky, because Kingsman knows what it means, but me and Jasmine might not know. How did you come up with?
I told you I know.
Like, we know that you created
know.
Ox, and how did Unitox came out?
So, Ox is my org that I own, and Voodoo, the AGM, he owns Unity. So, me and Voodoo had a baby, and Unitox was born.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, thank you.
So, moving on, of course, we've got the new season coming up, the drop season. And we had some questions regarding that. So, Char, what's the quickest way for a player to make a bad first impression?
I think getting tilted and rage quitting a tryout. If you're coming to an open tryout and then get really tilted and then leave halfway through, you can be sure you're not getting drafted to that franchise. So don't rage quit tryouts.
Can you agree? Do you got any other points?
Yeah, that's definitely like one of the worst things you can do, as well as just having a crazy big ego. Just coming into it thinking you're the best player in the world when you're like a 1200 academy player is not the player.
You guys not got disrespect the GMs on your list? Hello? Have you never had players coming in disrespect? Have you never been absolutely getting abuse from players in tryouts? I'm doing it wrong then.
Do you want to talk about it, Kingsman? It sounds like...
No.
You need a rant. You need a rant.
No.
What's the GM issue here?
No, long time ago.
So of course players want to prove themselves in tryouts, hopefully with not too much ego or too much rage. So what is something you specifically look for during tryouts, Hecky?
Quad resets,
Yeah, fair.
psychos, that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
The standard stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the master tryout at Alpha Search. The one with the most wall dashes got extra credits. So
Yeah.
yeah, don't say that in master tryout because
I heard about
go
that.
for wall anymore. Yeah,
I heard about that.
How did that new strategy?
I don't know how I heard about that, but I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I should not have said that. But sure. What is it for you? What can someone do, or what are you looking for?
I think that for me, really good comms in tryouts is a really good sign for me, something that I look for. Like if I'm hopping into VCs, listening into the team's comms, and maybe they're just doing it because I'm there and then just are silent the entire rest of the time. I don't know. But yeah, it shows that even in tryouts, when they're maybe don't know the people, they're keeping the comms up, trying to keep the vibes up as much as possible, which you would hope would translate to if you actually had them on a team for a season.
Yeah. And so if you're at a tryout, right, and you see a player do a particular thing, what thing comes to mind that you might say of, whoa, if someone does this in a tryout, I will instantly draft you?
Psycho probably, like Hecky said. That's pretty cool. That's
Not
pretty
the,
cool.
Not the quad resets.
Nah, quad resets, they're easy. Psycho's where it's at.
Talks to me when they're sitting out. That's all I need.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so.
If they sat there in silence, nope, you're gone. Bye.
Bad Mike, you're gone.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Exactly.
Sometimes you gotta give new players a chance.
Kingdom needs friends.
That's true. That's true.
No, I'm good at that department. Thank you, Mal.
Yeah, I would like one opinion then. What I mentioned, like you have GMs who are actively looking for new players to sign or draft during the season, and some that are going back to their roots and always choose veteran players. I want to ask you first, Hecky, what would you prefer? Going for a veteran player that has been a long time in RSC, or a new player but has very much a high ceiling / potential that you can pick up in prospect and eventually like be elite winner in 2 seasons?
Yeah, so we do our open tryouts, and we're very, very open about who we would like. We're never like, you know, we only want new players or we only want old players. Like, we're very, you know, inclusive, I guess is the word. So yeah, the amount of times we've like drafted people that we wanted, and then like the random drafts that we've done have ended up staying on the team just because they've popped off in pre-season. So I wouldn't really say we have like a preference for it. We're quite open-minded about it. So
That's nice. You, Char, do you have any thoughts on it? Either a veteran player that has been in RSC for a long time, or a new player that has a high ceiling?
Yeah, I think that it is finding a balance of the two, because I remember a few seasons ago in RSC 15, I had a duo of players that I knew from previous seasons that I knew were very, very good, and then I had an option between a guy who had also been proven, done well in that tier for the past few seasons, or a guy that I saw half of a scrim of and thought this guy's pretty good. I ended up going with the guy I saw half of a scrim of, and they ended up winning the tier. So it is like a balance of the two, I guess, that you can strike. Sometimes it is good going with the safer option that you know will do you solid, but sometimes if you have that trust in a player, it is worth taking that risk.
Yeah, that leads me on to my thoughts. Obviously, this season was legacy season. Both of you are obviously keen on getting new players into franchise, which is great. What are your thoughts for franchises that don't host open tryouts in legacy season? We'll start with you, Char.
I think that you've got some franchises that will do that. They'll bring in people from outside of RSC, and I think that if you have those connections from other leagues, and it does grow the RSC player base if they are bringing in new players. So I'm not necessarily against it. I will always host at least one round of open tryouts no matter the season, but I think that it brings people into the league. It gives you people that you know as people already, rather than taking people that you necessarily don't know how they'll act as well. So I'm not totally against it. It's not something I would do, but it's alright.
Hecky, now you?
Yeah, we'll always do at least one set of open, and then we'll do a lot of closed, just to try and find the right fit. But we'll also, like, you know, franchises that we're friends with, like Chrome, like, for example, we'll message Stones and we'll ask if we can hop in theirs as well, and then they're welcome to hop into ours, and you know, that sort of thing.
Woke nonsense, these bloomin' merge tryouts. I remember when orgs used to have some respect and host tryouts by themselves. Now we got we'll share a tryout. Oh.
It's not like it's not joint
honestly.
tryouts. We just like we don't host it. We just join, watch.
Yeah, joint try. I remember when people used to care if other players were looking at their players. Not anymore. Not anymore. Guys, come have a look. I found this brilliant player. Oh, anyway.
I think they're just too scared to ask you, Kingsman, to join your private your tryouts to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm too good. They don't want me upsetting their other pool of players. I get it.
Kingsman, hit me up next season, bro. We'll do a joint tryout.
Hell yeah, we'll get that going. You didn't hear that from me though. That was someone else.
Yeah, that was some of the guys.
Yeah. Biggest one ever. Nah, it's fine. Anything for Hecky. Anyway, final general question for all of you. Obviously, everyone has their moments in RSC, don't they? But what are some of your most memorable or best moments being in RSC-EU? Let's start with you again, Hecky.
Oh God. I think when we won Premier with Dust Sucker, that was fantastic. That was a lower bracket run as well.
Brilliant.
Was it literally called Dust Sucker or was it just Stuff Shower?
Yes.
Yes.
Brilliant team of players as well, by the way. You had that back there. They were incredible.
Dansku, Zamberg. I don't remember.
I love Dansku.
Tempo maybe. Yeah, we did the bracket reset, and I remember Danny Boy was casting, and he was flaming everyone. So good.
Normal Danny Boy stuff, then.
Yeah,
Nothing
it was
different.
really good.
And you, Char, I know you haven't been around as long as Hecky to make those memories, but I'm sure you've still got some brilliant ones up there.
I think for me, it's along a kind of similar vein to Hecky. It was in my second season as... Right, okay. We're going to move past that.
Brilliant.
It was in my second season as AGM in DSQ. I'd kind of been given the keys to the Prospect tier. This was before the Academy tier existed, so Prospect was the lowest tier, and I like building the lowest tier normally. So Nations was just like, all right, you can do your thing. And then, yeah, they got third seed in league play, then won in Game 5 in round 1s of play-ins, Game 5 in round 2, Game 5 in upper finals, and then 4-1 in the finals. But like those 3 Game 5s, just the feeling of watching that in the VC with Nations, with a few others as well, and just screaming whenever they scored a goal, it was great. And when they finally won the tier, and it was DSQ's first ever trophy in RSC as well, the fact that I felt that I got to bring that to them was great.
Yeah, don't trust Nations and Yo-Yo to build a roster. I think that's what we got to take away from that. If you want a good Academy or Prospect roster, you go to Char, not any of the other old DSQ management. But yeah, no, brilliant. You've both had the proper highs of RSC in franchise management. Right, we're going to move away more from questions and more onto opinions. Now, I do have Kingsman being carried. That's for another episode. That's not this episode. Come on.
We did mention Dansku just now, and like, come on, you have to address the elephant in the room. The lunch from Dansku in his backpack, Kingsman.
Yeah, I'll sit in that backpack again if it gets me another trophy. I will sit in that backpack if it gets me 5 trophies. Oh, no, brilliant. Love that season. I have been toying this with Llama for so long as well about running another season back. Not just the fact we won. I think my most enjoyable season was with Llama because vibes were absolutely incredible on that season. If we won or not. Like, where's Llama in chat? I need to run another season of Master with him soon before he quits. But yeah, as I said before, on to some of our opinions questions now. Char, I'm going to start with you. I know in the lower tiers, there's more scrims, I'd say, than Master and Elite. So, what do you think? Scrims, are they overrated?
I think for some teams, yes, some teams no. I think a lot of teams definitely can benefit from them, but some teams, it just makes like the players hate each other more if they don't get along. So if the players don't like each other, then don't scrim together, but if they do, it can very much help improve a roster. So I think overall, no. I think they're not overrated.
I remember a quote of one of your AGMs that you stepped back last season from MPB, and Wessel came in, and Wessel said to me in call, "Jesus, my prospect team has been scrimming for 9 hours already, and this doesn't even start yet." Like
That prospect team was insane. They did. I remember they were on at like 11 a.m. on playoffs day scrimming, and they scrimmed all the way up until playoffs, I think.
absolute craziness. But they pulled it off in the end and
Yeah,
took that
it
nice
worked.
trophy home.
They worked.
What do you think, Hecky? Are scrims overrated, or are
Scrims
they
are not
bringing value?
overrated. Scrims are not overrated at all. Especially if you have like a coach like watching and doing replays afterwards. It's absolutely not overrated.
That's fair.
Nice.
I think that's scrims are the best way to improve and test new things out. But you don't want to become scrim merchants and saying, "Oh yeah, we beat them in scrims, so we win this."
Elite
season."
tier.
Yeah. But moving on to another question. Peak MMR in RSC should matter less. Now that the CMV is always going up.
That's not true. It's based on elo.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't get me started on this elo system.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
talk about it for hours.
it definitely doesn't matter anymore anyway now, right? Because of this new system, unless you go over with a new peak. So I think it matters just the right amount, I guess.
You even
I
got
don't know.
Mal's opinion on it, and we don't normally get Mal's opinion on stuff like this. Mal agrees peak MMR, but to be fair, this is the same Mal who I think's been saying for every season I've managed RSCast that he should be in the lowest tier possible. And he's stuck in Charlie, as you can see on screen. He cannot be allowed to go below Charlie. Honestly, we've got to keep him held hostage there. But Char, your thoughts on peak MMR should matter less?
I think that
I did say flays, to be fair.
Yeah, you did.
yeah, I think that there are some cases where you will see people drop down. I have to expose my own org here a little bit. We did have a 1900 peak in our prospect team last season. I think that was his peak in Cutie Pie, and then they ended up winning the tier. So I think if it's that much of a difference, it shouldn't be. But if it's like ages ago and stuff, then if it's only like a 200, 300, then they should be allowed to drop down, and it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be an amazing player for that tier, because a lot of times you'll see players like that in like drop down to academy that you'd expect to just walk the tier, and then they just don't end up doing that well. So I think it doesn't matter too much.
1900 in prospect. I think whoever that is has lived every single master player's dream, genuinely. Like I don't know what I'd do for a season in prospect just to have the absolute most. I probably still wouldn't win the tier, but I would have so much fun. It would be it would just be an absolute dream field. It'd actually get me playing Rocket League again. Oh, and silence. I'm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so we got one more for you guys, and it's one that I think I know the answer to already, but we're still gonna ask it. Hecky, players care too much about stats. True or false?
True. Very true. Yeah, people's whole like people have their whole oh my god, I can't speak English anymore. Their whole like vibe is based on their stats nowadays, and it's so like I don't know. I feel like it's quite an insincere way to go about how you kind of portray yourself. Because stats aren't that important. I get no stats, and I'm still one of the best players in the league. So you know.
True.
No, yeah, I think players definitely put too much thought into their stats, and they don't need to.
Sure. Do you agree with that statement?
Unfortunately, yes, because I am also guilty of this. I like stats. I like checking my own stats, but I shouldn't do it as much. And I think, yeah, like I said, stats do not matter. If you're getting the results over the line, yet you're sitting 100 points on the bottom of the leaderboard every game, then it doesn't matter. I remember my teammate this season in Prospect. We had one series where he basically just sat back and let me and our other teammate just ball chase, and we ended up winning 3-1 with him averaging like 150 points, but he said he didn't care because we got the win. So yeah, it definitely, people cared, including me, care too much about it.
If you ever want to see people caring too much about stats, please just look in Elite Discussion. They care far too much about stats. Everything they talk about is based on stats. It is incredible. And what are stats? Yeah, you're so right. All I do is sit there and look pretty.
We know that about you, Kingsman.
Thank you.
But before we move on to the next section, I have one more question because I feel like it should be known to new players as well. What do you guys give as advice to maybe new franchise management that are willing to sign up as a new AGM under a experienced GM, for instance? Let's start with you, Char.
I think the biggest thing, if you are a new AGM and you have that experience as a GM, is just throw yourself into it as much as you can. Learn from that GM as much as you can. That's what I did with Nations in my first season, because he's a very, very experienced manager in the league, and I just threw myself into it, tried to learn as much from him as possible, tried to get involved as much as I possibly could, and that really is all there is to it. Just in your first season, you're not going to get everything right. You're going to make mistakes, but as long as you put the effort in, I know I appreciated that from one of my new time AGMs this season. So yeah, just put the effort in, throw yourself into it, and it'll go a long way.
That is fair. I'm quite surprised you get to learn anything from Nations, because I can't understand him. I need a translator.
I'm Scottish too, so.
What about you, Hecky? What advice would you give to new franchise managers?
Yeah, I mean, on top of what Char said, just don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're not going to define your season unless you really mess it up, but you won't. So yeah, don't be afraid to make mistakes, and don't be afraid to seek advice either.
Yeah, that is a good piece of advice. And for those of you that did catch Jazz frantically typing, Seam asked a question off script, so she was panicking about the
I saw Mel coming in with
He's like, no, I just, like, he's going off script. He's going
I
off script.
swear, I
Ban
usually
him.
am very organized.
Ban him. No, it's fine. We were meant to, but that is the end of our true or false segment. And now we move on to a bit more clear-cut questions for both of you. We do this or that. What would you rather have happen? And, well, we're going to start with question 1, and we'll start with you, Hecky. Would you rather lose a Game 5 overtime or get swept in a series?
I would rather lose Game 5.
Really? Talk about it more.
Because at least you take some games.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's
keeps
a
it
fair
close,
point.
you know.
Yeah. And you, Char?
Because it's overtime, get swept. If it was just Game 5, fine, Game 5. If it's overtime, I'll get really annoyed and like...
Mental block.
That's probably not a good thing for my mental, but yeah, getting swept, I would prefer it.
Okay, so notes for every other person to play against Char. He has a mental block for if you go past Game 4. So if you don't sweep him, then it's big problems. But yeah, no, that's those are two tough scenarios. I think for the Game 5, it really depends how it goes down. Because if it's a reverse sweep, I think it is completely more painful.
Yeah.
Whereas if you were it was sort of games bouncing between, it's like one of those where it's like, well. So, moving on to an absolute classic in my department now for the second one. Would you rather miss a wide open net or own goal?
I'll take an own goal any day, especially if it's like a really cool like double tap or something. Like you know, we've all done it.
At least get fail of the week for it.
We've all peeked into our own nets, you know. And I think that's way funnier than just missing an open net.
Yeah, that's true. I have got a lot of fail of the weeks collected. Someone's got a trophy collection somewhere of all of them. I don't get to keep them, sadly.
Probably ask Conflict about it.
Yeah, we'll ask. Good point. We'll ask Conflict after the show. And Char, you fancying a psycho into your own net?
Yeah, if it's a cycle, then go for it. But no, I definitely agree with Hecky. I think the own goal is a lot less like soul destroying. Even though, like, looking at the score, like, the own goal, it's worse, but the open net is worse. It just is.
Yeah, especially if you're in game 3 of a grand finals with 10 seconds to go to win the game and you slam on a wide
Where's that
open
coming
net miss.
from?
Oh, I
Who
wonder
would
where
do
I'm
that?
getting
Who
that
would do
from.
that?
Oh,
Who would do that?
goodness me. I don't know who would do that. And then they go on to lose the game and almost get swept.
Yeah, who'd
But
do that?
yeah, no, it's fine. I will.
Your teammates
hand-
in your ear, open, and then sighing afterwards.
it was more than just open. It was like, oh, it's open. You got this. Oh no, I don't. And yeah, so I will pass you over to Seam for the final one.
So our last this or that, be known as a great GM or a great player. Char, let's start with you.
FM probably, because I'd rather have it say something about you as a person rather than say something about you as your Rocket League skill.
For reference, let's just say like if you are a great FM, you're winning franchise of the season every single season, and as a great player, you're adding a trophy to your name every single season.
Franchise
it-
of the season, FM. Yeah.
Hecky, what are your thoughts?
I'm already known as both, so I feel like I can't really.
If you could only be one, Hecky.
I'd probably choose FM as well, because, like, you know, if you win as a player, that's like great. That's like 4 people that get the win. If you're doing a good job as an FM and you get like 3 wins a season, then that's like 12 people that are winning. You know.
That is fair. That's lovely to see. Doing it for the badge instead of their own success. We move on to then another segment, the franchise management guessing game. We have lined up 2 quotes per person individually, and we want you to guess who said this quote. You of course can guess both on the same quote, but they are kind of directed to one another. If Jasmine can take it away with the first.
Yeah, of course. The first quote, and I quote, "Bloody hell, Hecky still likes men." Hecky, I would like an answer.
I don't know why anybody would make that assumption.
Before the show started, you said something about your art on your wall in the back.
Oh yeah.
It had to be addressed. It had to be addressed.
This was the one pre-show that I said this could have been said by anyone, so I think this might be the toughest one so far.
Hecky, we'd like to hear a guess from you.
Is it from an FM? Or is it from anybody?
It
Anybody.
could be from anybody.
I'm gonna say it's from. I'm gonna have to say Voodoo. I don't know.
All right, Char, you want to take a guess for this quote?
I mean, I was really hoping he wouldn't say voodoo because I was gonna say voodoo, but am I allowed to say voodoo as well, or do I have to be?
Sure.
Sure, yeah,
Okay.
sure, you can guess right.
I'll be not interesting and go voodoo as well.
All right. Well, unfortunately, you're both wrong. This quote was from Matty Shea.
Ah.
Bloody hell, Hecky still likes men.
That could have been
Do
anybody.
her best to exaggerate the bloody hell. I think it was quite a good impression, to be fair.
It was.
Yeah, there you go. Matty Shares knows what everyone else in the RSC server knows. Hecky still likes men.
It's true.
It was not voodoo. Right. Now I will move on to the second one, and I quote: "Yeah, Hecky is a washed
like you're
master
targeting
player, but still a master player."
You go first this time, Char.
I feel like I should be doing better at this. I'm gonna just take a wild out there guess and go Hansen.
That's a good guess, actually. I quite like that. I'm gonna guess that is from Virtue.
Oh, some some absolutely big guesses there. So Mal has given it away.
I don't think we got it right.
With wow, you're bad at this. And Mal will now transition to show that this was said by Mutschuk. Yeah, Hecky is a master player, but still a master player. You know you're doing well when one of the head admins is telling you you're still a master player. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah,
Even in current inflation.
Yeah, exactly. Even with the current ELO system. 2 months ago, yes. Good thing Mal can count dates. Brilliant things for us. Right, so obviously Steve did say at the start there was 2 for each person, so we are done with the Hecky segment, and now we move on to Char. So, Char, who said this? Char would be a horrid gardener. It has to be said.
What?
Yeah, you start us off, Char.
I have absolutely no clue, so I'm gonna go with the person who I think would just insult me the most in the RSC server, and that's Flossy.
He thinks you'd be a horrid gardener of all things.
I don't know. He likes to insult me, so he may have come up with this one as well.
That is impressive.
Do you wish to be a gardener, or is there some story there?
I have absolutely no idea, Seam. I'm really intrigued to say who said this.
Hecky, do you have a guess?
I'm going to guess Hodge.
Hodge.
Oh.
It's also a good guess. Old AGM. But both of you are, again, sadly wrong. It was even 2K.
What is... Right, I'm looking this up after and seeing what the context is. I need to know the context for this. What?
But
We've got to get
we
one
move
right.
on.
We
Let's
got
see
to.
if you go 04 or that you at least have won. I quote to you, Char. I blame Char if MPB doesn't win anything this season.
Okay, it's
Who
one
said
of two. It's got it. Wait. Right, I'm just... Oh my god.
Please tell us both options.
Who's the
just in
two?
case
And I'll
you're
choose the one that you don't choose.
Well, it might be not one of two. That could be really bad to say that, but I'm between either Flossy or Hodge, the two that we guessed last time.
Do you want to swap this time? You go Hodge, I'll go Flossy.
I feel like it's gonna be Flossy though, and I really want to get it right, and I'm going first, so I'm going Flossy.
I could just double down on Flossy here. But I'm gonna.
Oh, not them. Okay.
I'm gonna take the nice generous hint I've been given.
It could be BMD actually.
I'm just gonna go BMD, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that's your final answer, BMD?
I guess so.
Is that his name? I need to look at my
Yeah.
fellow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then
Yeah.
that's correct. Hecky is correct. It was Big Man D.
Yeah. Okay.
No, Alf, my go. I love you.
Alf clutched there. Alf clutched.
And we're not quite done with the guessing game. However, we're gonna move on from quotes, and we're gonna have 2 clips, and you will have to guess the player. The map and the decals both have been changed. I had to warn you from Mel, your mic will be on during the time the clip will be played. The first clip will be a player from Unitox, and the second clip will be a player from MPP.
I like this. I like this
Alright.
game.
Let's see how personal your connection is with your players, Hecky. You bragged about that at the start.
I'm gonna get this.
so...
I'm gonna get this.
Alright, Mel, take it away.
Which player am I watching right now?
We go up now. I didn't have different decals. Did I not mention anywhere that this was a last moment, last deadline kind of thing for me?
I saw a player driving on a wall. That's all I have to go on.
Hecky,
It's the same
which one of your
player.
players drive on the wall?
You know what?
we can immediately get rid of Academy. Good news.
You know, I've seen that player drive on that wall before like that. There's a little wheel wiggle you see just as they do it. That's Baker from our challenger roster.
Sure, you want to have a guess at his player?
I need to remember a Unitox player.
I think you have just as much chance by naming any random Unity player.
Right. So I'm gonna go with, because you've already included him in the stream. I feel like he'll have been in your brain. So I'm gonna go Matty Shez.
Well, unfortunately, no. This wasn't Matty Shez. This wasn't shit. What did you say again?
Becca.
Yeah. This is Bonesy.
Bonesy.
That was my next answer.
The icon. The icon.
How could you not see that?
No,
That
that's
was
my
my
fault.
next
that was
answer.
me.
That
It's
wheel
a
wiggle on the
legendary game.
wall. He thought he was being
Yeah.
personal with that wheel wiggle on the
No,
wall. He
well, now
thought,
you mentioned
he
it,
figured it
Bonesy
out.
wiggles it the other way than Becca. I must have been mirrored or
I
something.
see. Smart man, smart man.
Maybe the video was mirrored.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But now it's your chance, Char. We're gonna watch a clip from a player from EO franchise. Who pulls off
Wait.
this beautiful squishy?
So bumping his teammate in the net and then squishy saving effectively. The player that immediately jumped to my mind. I'm gonna go with like my first gut instinct, Neuronics.
Hecky, you want to take a guess?
I'm
Who from
think
MTV this is?
Yeah. That is Taffy Jones 88.
Oh, very close, but unfortunately, no. This is Bloody God.
That was my next
You got the
guess.
right tier. You got the right tier. It
I'll
counts
say
as a
that.
win. It counts as a win. we didn't have much to go up. We didn't have much to go up.
Either Taffy or Bloody, but this was easy to get the clip of.
Something for Jazz to work on before the next one. Make sure we know what player we're watching, and
I had
make the
like-
clip a bit longer. We thought it was 30 seconds. I said to Jazz yesterday, I said, "Oh, a nice 30-second clip should give them like enough time, sort of decide it." No, here's 10 seconds from about 50 feet back. So you truthfully don't know who it is. No other indicators. Good luck. You've played the game on hard mode. I feel sorry for you two. You
No, that was very difficult.
It'll be easier probably next week, but you guys have played it on hard mode.
Can we come back on next week just for this one segment so we get a rerun?
Well, it'll probably be a completely different people on next week, so we'll have probably a completely different script, which will send Jasmine up the wall for another week until it is completely ready to go. But yeah, for our sort of quizzing the guest segment is over, and I will now pass to Seam to talk about upcoming events we have for the off season.
So, if you read the last announcement, people in chat as well, is that we tomorrow have a Mecha Chameleon gaming event on Friday, 8 p.m. CEST. It will be hosted by, I think it is Kingsman himself will be there to host it, together with Bill. It will be lovely. It will be fun. Just show up and you'll be playing some lovely Mecha
I'm dragging
Chameleon
Mal along too.
with some like nice RSC members if you're new here. The other thing we have, and signups are still open for that, is the Game Roulette. If you don't know what it is, it's random party games that we do as a competition in teams of max 10 players, minimal 5, I believe. And you go head-to-head against each other and a little playoffs in the end, right before the new RSC 19 starts. What did you want to say, Hecky?
There's two C's, no H. I
How
think.
many C's? I got you.
Hecky surprising us. He'll be back with Unitox next season for RSC 19. Is that
So-
the
so
the spoiler?
So actually, yes.
Oh, who saw that coming? I
No
don't
one
think
saw it.
anyone saw that.
You're
And
never
Char will be
gonna
coming
guess
back
what
with
it is.
MPB next season.
Yes.
And Seam will be banned from coming back because one of his rosters went 0-10 this season. Yes.
So, just to say, we are dropping that FM management person that was doing that tier.
Oh, you're dropping
Name
yourself.
drop.
Oh, yes,
No,
yes. Yes, you're dropping
it was
yourself.
Stingray. It was Stingray.
No. the
Stingray's
Stingray's
leaving,
the-
but we're bringing in someone else.
No.
Lovely.
Prime
But,
Prime Stingray could win franchise of the season back to back to back, unmatched in FM. In fact, maybe by Rahu on a good season though. Those probably the legendary up there fighting with Hecky for greatest FM of all time.
I didn't want to say it, but
Yeah, the greatest player and greatest manager ever seen in RSC history. Char aspires to be up there with the likes of those people.
I look up to
I'm
Hecky.
sure.
I look up to Hecky.
Who doesn't?
He's my idol.
Who doesn't, honestly? Especially that poster, that most right poster. I mean, who doesn't look up to that? Yeah, that's the one, Hecky.
Yeah. Good one.
Exactly. Right, so, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the first off-cap. Jazz, you are so happy inside. Don't say no. You are so happy inside. You are so happy inside. Oh yeah, okay. No, she's shouting at me. Oh my goodness. Okay. Right. So where do we start? Right. First things first. Forgot to mention. Obviously, I'd forgotten the dates. I'm pretty sure in a month's time. I think it's the 13th of September. It will be sometime around that date. The dates will be clarified in the server, but RSC is going to LAN. RSC Landemonium 3.0, I believe, is back, and you'll get to meet some of these lovely panel members. I believe you've got Jazz going. Hecky, Char, we seeing either of you there?
We'll see. Unsure right now.
I am also unsure.
Thank you, Mal. Unsure, guys.
It depends if Potter can drive.
I've got uni.
Oh, cringe. Seam, we gonna see you there?
Unsure, sadly.
Jazz,
Sorry.
don't say unsure, please. Are you gonna be there?
I am there.
Brilliant.
I've got everything
Brilliant. Brilliant. We've got Jazz and Mal at RSC LAN and a bunch of other people from the community. Yeah, Char quit uni. Yeah, RSC
Might
LAN
have to.
is more
Might have to.
RSC LAN is more important. As we found out with some people, they love RSC. So yes, RSC LAN will be host. Meet and play against your favorite players in a LAN environment, so you can trash talk them in real life instead of on Discord. I'm sure you will all be loving that. But no, moving on to the end bits. You can actually apply to be in the wonderful guest position that Hecky and Char found themselves in.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Guys, we're trying to promote it. We're not trying to
sorry.
people away.
They hold us at gunpoint.
There will be a feedback form for you to fill out at the end as well. Don't worry. Don't worry.
They forced us into it.
Yes, but there is a guest form that we will be sending out in due course where you can apply to be on the podcast itself, and we quiz you about your wise and wonderful moments in RSC. And we will be going through that within the next couple of weeks. And who will we be getting to DM? Will we get Mal to be DMing everyone? Send him on more side quests?
Would be lovely. Sending him.
No one knows. No one knows. No one knows who will DM you. I'm probably Shattered, honestly. He does sits back and takes all the credit for this sort of thing. So yeah, we'll probably see him. But no, this show would be possible. Thank you to my two hosts alongside me for their first debut on a podcast in the Offcast podcast. I hope they enjoyed it as much as I always do. I'm sure you can see from the massive smiles on both of their faces that they did love it. And thank you all for coming along to watch. I'm sure a lot of you were unsure before you clicked on the title. So thank you for watching. And most importantly, this show would not run without the two guests, Hecky and Char. So thank you both for giving up your time on a random Thursday night to entertain us lovely people in chat and the lovely hosts. And obviously Mal, as always, for streaming. He gets enough credit, though, from me behind the scenes. But last but not least, how can we forget the sponsors? Badass Studios, SpartanWare. Obviously, if you're going to buy anything within the Epic Game Store, please use RSC-eu as a code. No extra cost for the user, but RSC-eu does get a share of what is put into the prize pool, helping the league sustain itself. You've got trophi.ai, which is AI Rocket League coaching, so you get better and faster at the game. Hecky might even become a Prem player in a tier that doesn't exist with this coaching. And
bring it back personally for Hecky.
And exactly, a team might finally find an elite team that doesn't go 0-10. And HOUSEWORK, which is a design studio for competitive, ambitious brands. Whatever a brand needs, from logo to website to launch, they cover it. So thank you very much to everyone for watching. And before we head off to my two hosts, have you got anything more to say?
I just want to thank everyone for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.
I wish there was a counter of how many times last but not least was said by Kingsman just now, but yeah, it was lovely. See you guys.
A lot. There's probably about
The
10
next time.
times. But yes, cheers, and we'll see you next time.
Can you feel it? It's that feeling you get when community comes together to create something big. Can you see it? Hundreds of people wanting to be the next up and the first ones there. Can you hear it? The sound of fans clapping, chanting, experiencing. It's about time this group got together. Don't you think? This autumn, RSC Landemonium returns and we are going bigger and better than ever before. £1,000 prize pool, as well as giveaways to win on the day.
Oh no! Goes for the bump. He leaves Ols out of the way, and that's Councillor Sir taking game 1.
The Red Bull gaming sphere in London will once again feel the power, the energy, and the noise that the RSC community can bring.
Away by Frank, now looking for the redirect from Matrix. Oh my goodness, he's Oh, Matrix, that's outstanding! What on earth has happened there?
Mark your calendars, September 19th, we'll see you there.
This isn't just merch, it's what teams wear when they mean business. Every stitch, every print, every detail, made to perform. Trusted by the grind, from grassroots to championship halls. Build your team store. Wear the brand that wins. SpartanWare, trusted by the grind.